Hey guys, this is Jella and welcome back to my channel. We are now part 8 in our No Game Pass Autumn Town series. Some of you guys suggested for a cinema in this town, and I only have 2 spots for a shop in this town. So we will be making the cinema next to the bookstore. This is very timely since Bloxburg had an update with a few items for a cinema or theater seats. So the shop next to the cinema will be the last shop before we make houses in our town. Again, this is a no Game Pass town, so if you have no Game Pass and you want to build your own autumn or fall town, then this series is for you. I added the decals on the side for the logo and front signage. This logo decals are not mine, all credits to the owner. I will also link their account in the description box if you would like to also use this. Now in making this shop, I made the walls 1 square front compared to the corner bookstore. As for the roof, we will be using this flat roof and adjust the height to match the big logo sign. You know, in cinemas or theaters, there is a large signage in front that makes you want to go inside. So I used the largest wide frame for the cinema logo, and this vertical frame for the cinema signage. I actually made a mistake in adding this roof because this made a lining inside the ceiling and it didn't look great. So I suggest if you guys will recreate this, make this 2 flat roof all around the shop. I also used a thin pillar to place the cinema signage and just colored the pillar black. As for the cinema building itself, I was undecided of the colors at first. I was kind of leaning towards, should I make it the usual modern cinema style? Or should I copy the textures of the wall that is around this town? So the second small roof I made into a dark red shade and the white roof will be changed later. I also added the string lights for the front lights and just use a warm yellowish tone for the lighting. When placing the string lights, just adjust it to your liking since the sides of the wall is not quite even, so we really can't place the string light the way we wanted. So I colored the wall white because I was still hesitant of the colors, so if you want to save your money, I changed the color of the wall and roof to black. I added this tall crown molding and also the floor molding, which I colored the same dark red shade as the flat lower roof. I now made a wall partition half of the cinema for the front and the other half for the cinema room. And this is what I mentioned earlier that I wish I had made the roof all around the shop. Anyways, of course we will use this commercial double door. And I colored this black with a golden doorknob accent. And for the windows, I used this thin windows for the side wall, which I will place 3 on each of the side. I think it looks cute, and I also made it black framed windows. And as mentioned earlier, I am changing the building color to black. I think the cinema having black walls and roof looks better than making it white, because the interior of the cinema would also be a dark color to give this moody vibe. So I am coloring the interior walls to black as well. And I will also add a ceiling trim molding which would be the same color as the trims outside. Now as for the flooring, we will use a carpet floor just like in the cinema rooms. But I will also make the flooring for the front part carpet as well, so it is the same carpet around the building. In adding textured floors, make sure to leave out the triangle tiles so that the texture won't be deformed. And since we have a small front space, I made an angled ticket booth / snack booth as well. So we will be using this new ticket booth window from the update. And I'm just gonna recolor the small flat surface to gold since that is our accent color. And since we have a very tight space, we will only use 1 counter for the appliances and food prepping. I will also use this commercial ingredient counter because this is also a fridge. This is a space-saving choice for our small food booth as well. So I'm just gonna add a few appliances that we might be needing, like this blender for the smoothie drinks. But if you have the smoothie machine or a popcorn machine, that would be a better choice. I didn't add those because my Bloxbucks can't afford those items. So feel free to add whichever appliances you like for your cinema. This is just an option if you also cannot afford buying Bloxbucks items, hehe. So I'm just recoloring a few items so the appliances match the color of each other. And then for the counter, we will make it a wooden base with maroon countertop. I also colored the commercial counter fridge the same as the counter next to it so it would match. And we will only add 1 overhead cabinet, and this is for the microwave. As for the other side, we will add a storage shelf, and since we cannot place it due to having no Game Pass, we will use the delete undo technique. This would take a few practice, but you will get the hang of it. So now this storage shelf can be for the disposable cup holders and a few jars of powder. So I will just add 3 here for the sugar, and the other 2 is popcorn flavors like cheese and barbecue seasoning. I'm also adding a few more condiment bottles on the side, but these are not for condiments. These are syrups for the drinks. And I also changed the color of the cup holder to green. I also changed the texture of the booth area so it would not look plain black wall and make a difference from the front part of the cinema. As for the door entrance of the booth, we will use this standard door with square window, and I am making the door have a golden accent. I also added a frame inside the booth for the menu poster. And in this plain wall in front, we will be adding movie posters that I also added from the cinema I made in the SM mall before. I'm sorry guys if I keep on jumping to different sides when I build. I sometimes have this urge to do this specific area, and then I will remember that, oh, I should add this, or I should change this. And it ends up me being all around the place, hee. So sorry if I make you guys dizzy for me hopping over, but please bear with me as I don't want to forget those things, so I just do it, hee. I know you guys are very understanding of me. Love you guys. Anyways, I used this modern door and changed it to all black so that the cinema room would not see the lining of the door with different color. And then I added a string light in front of the ticket booth so the front would look better than plain. I also added one stool for the staff inside the booth. He or she would be the one to do all the tasks since we have a tight space inside. I also added an oak shelf below the window. Even though there is a flat surface, we still need another layer for the cash register. And since we cannot add a table inside, the shelf would be a better choice for placing down items. So I will just add a few items like the napkin is a pretend credit card swiper, and this notepad are movie tickets, and this stapler is a stamp, hee. I like to add a few pretend items for roleplay purpose only. I'm also adding a few more clutters like this boxes of ingredients above the cabinets. Since we cannot add a lot of big movie posters around the front, we will just use this small poster decal. I will be adding the movie posters that I used in my SM mall before, but feel free to add your own movie posters if you have. I also added the string light above the big movie poster. And now we will be adding a few seating area on the side, and because of the limited space we have, I will just be using this ottoman and change the texture to make it look a bit formal and elegant. I will use a bolster pillow for the back part of this ottoman. So just place the pillow above the ottoman, and we will use the free transform tool. I do not have any Gamepass, but the transform tool is free for pillows and blankets only. So I am just giving tips and build hacks for no Gamepass accounts. Anyways, I am making this cute plant which we will be using in the cinema. And I think I should add more seats on the window side, so we can accommodate 5 waiting customers inside the lobby area. I got distracted and added outside decors first, hee. So I added this pumpkins on the left, and then this cute 3-layer pumpkin on the right. And I didn't notice that we have a new floor mat. This bat welcome mat is too cute not to be used. And I think it definitely fits the vibe. I am also adding this spider web garland in a few corners. And I added this elegant rope fence in front of the ticket booth. And finally, we are now in the cinema room after all those segues, hee. I will use the large frame again for the cinema screen because we cannot afford to buy a projector, hee. But if you guys have the projector, that would be a better choice. And glad that we have new seats for a cinema or theater. This definitely looks better than our made-up sofa chairs. And just arrange the seats to your liking. I added 2 seats per aisle since we are only working on a 3x4 room. And I changed a bit of the color of the seats to match our dark red motif. I cannot add more seats on the right side because of the doorway. But I think this is enough since it can at least fit 14 customers at once. I also added a speaker in front and then added this ground lights so the customers would see their walkway. We cannot make a stair elevation for the seats since we do not have any Gamepass, but I think this cinema room looks good enough. I think the exterior is quite plain, so I added a few more string lights above, but we will just add up until the one side. Since this is a town, we do not want the back part to look empty and plain. So I will be adding the cinema logo at the back area as well and added string lights to make the town a bit nicer. I think this cinema room walls was too plain, but I don't know what to add since cinema rooms are just plain. But since this is an autumn town, I will just be adding some decors inside as well. So I also added a few decors below the cinema screen. I don't know if it was too much because this is just a cinema room. But I like how the decors end up looking. And yeah, this is the small cinema in our No Gamepass Autumn Town series. I actually love how this turned out, and this is definitely my favorite build in this town. The logo decals of the cinema and signage are not mine, but I will place the link of the owner in the description box if you also like to use this. So this is the exterior part of the cinema. The side is plain because there will be another shop next to it. But this is how it looks like at the back, and I think it looks decent enough, hehe. I think the cinema is giving vampire or Dracula because of the red and black motif. But yeah, that is the exterior, and I really love how it turned out. Like, if you see this, you would definitely want to go in and check the movies, right? And look at the cute bat mat, hehe. Anyways, this is the front lobby area. It is quite small, but we have the ticket/food booth scene as you enter. So we have here a fence to separate those who will buy tickets, and I love how the ticket booth window looks like. It looks so cute and very timely. So if you finished buying a ticket, just exit to the left. But this is the staff area. And it is quite small, so at least 1 or 2 staff can work here. But yeah, we can definitely serve good food. Although we're out of stock for popcorns, I'm so sorry, guys. But we have French fries and other fried stuff, hehe. So we have a few seating area on the side. I think the ottoman was a great choice space-wise because it is small, but textures and colors can change how it looks. I also added a few bags on the side for pretend popcorn, hehe. So yeah, I like how the waiting seats looks like instead of using a wooden bench. At least we have a soft cushion, hehe. And these are the movie posters I was telling you guys earlier that I used in my SM mall cinema before. Now going inside the cinema room. We have a small space, but at least we fitted 14 chairs. I don't know if the spiderweb decors are a bit too much, but I didn't want the cinema room to be too plain. So yeah, just bear with it right now, hehe. And that is the town so far. Thank you guys for watching the part 8 of our No Game Pass Autumn Town series. I would appreciate your support by giving this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also click on the notification bell so you won't miss the latest videos I upload. Help me reach 10,000 subs before 2024 ends. This would help me a lot, especially in making future videos for you all. Love you guys. All the build information and decal codes I used in this video will be in the description box. Have a wonderful day, afternoon, or night. Love you all and take care. See you on my next video.